Laker fans, welcome to another preview video. Big win for the Lakers, tying it up in Los Angeles, going back to Minnesota 1-1. We talked about in the last game. It was a must win for the Lakers. They couldn't lose that game. Going down 0-2 in LA, just that would be a tall task to then turn around and go to Minnesota and have to win 2 games to even tie up the series. So big win for the Lakers, 94-85. There was good and bad from the game. So let's go over kind of the box score, what happened in the game. Then we can talk about maybe some adjustments that need to be made and some things the Lakers did well, some things the Lakers didn't do well. Looking at the box score, Luka, obviously huge game with 31, 12, and 9. Almost had that triple-double there. LeBron was really effective. I thought brought the intensity in the first quarter, was really good defensively for most of the game, pretty much the entire game, and making the games kind of sealing steal on Anthony Edwards. Took a little break there in the middle offensively, but that's what LeBron is at age 40 now. He can't just do it for the entire game. He comes in at the end and makes the big plays. And that's the important part of having Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves and the rest of his team is they're kind of carrying the team offensively for a portion of the game, and then you let LeBron. When LeBron has 5 minutes to go in a game and he's rested, look out because he's still a top 5 player at basketball. So I thought big performance by LeBron, especially defensively. Always nice seeing him kind of turn it up. Rui, 11 points, chipped in 5 rebounds. Reeves, still not a great game, better than the first game, had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 50% from the field, 7 through 14, was 0-6 from 3. JJ kind of talked about it post-game. Definitely need to start hitting those threes. There were some pretty wide open looks there in the fourth quarter that probably could have put the game out of reach. It was a tough draw for him. Overall, the team, so the Timberwolves, after shooting 21 of 40 in the last game, shot 5 of 25 this game from 3. The Lakers shot 6 of 29 from 3. So neither was a very good shooting performance in terms of the three-point ball. One thing I thought really impressed me, though, from the Lakers was 41 rebounds to 34. Coming off a game where the Lakers in game 1 got just pushed around. Basically everyone on the team was getting pushed around. They were the more physical team, the Timberwolves. And the Lakers really brought it. And this was without really Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes had 5 points. He had an awful game. He had 2 points, 1 rebound. Was just looked lost. He was committing dumb fouls, slapping guys, just nonsensical fouls, not even saving a bucket, just kind of away from the play. Really was not really impressed with Jackson Hayes. Kind of bummed. I thought coming into the game, I talked about it in my last preview video, he'd be a big portion. He would be a big factor in some easy lob buckets, some easy buckets when the Lakers were kind of going through dry spells. And I think that's going to be really crucial for the next game. I'll get to that here in a few minutes. But looking at kind of the rest of the box score, Dorian Finney-Smith, 7 points, 5 rebounds, really brought the defensive intensity. Vando, 0 points, but again, was everywhere defensively. Love seeing Vando's effort. Vincent, only 6 points, hit a couple threes, but again, I thought defensively, everyone on the whole team stepped it up defensively. When you allow 85 points, I mean, you go from allowing 117 in game 1 to 85 a couple nights later. That's a massive adjustment. Anthony Edwards talked about post game that some of the zone was actually kind of giving him problems. They were making him make tough passes. That was kind of a thought coming into the series. Is we know Anthony Edwards is a great scorer. We know he's a phenomenal player. But when Anthony Edwards has to be kind of the distributor, and they were kind of they weren't just doubling him the whole time. They were getting after him, but then they were kind of at certain points in the game doubling him, kind of running a little bit of a zone behind who was guarding him. And he just kind of couldn't get in the lane and didn't have that much success in the game. And he admitted it post-game. He said it was kind of confusing him. So hopefully the Lakers can keep that up. Real props to JJ Redick. I mean, second game coaching in the NBA playoffs, get run out of the gym in your first game, get a lot of criticism, to come back and make those kind of defensive adjustments. Just really impressive from him. Love seeing him light the team up. In the fourth quarter, can't say it on the video, but had some colorful language for the team. I love seeing it. That's exactly what this team needs. I love that JJ Redick, even though, again, first playoff appearance ever as a coach, he doesn't care. And a team full of Luka Doncic and LeBron James and Austin Reeves, stars, massive stars, big egos, and he doesn't care. He treats them like a team, like he is the head coach. I feel like that was a lot of problem with Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel, even in years past. It really felt like, even though the stars do control the team runs through Luka Doncic and LeBron and everyone, JJ really kind of coaches the team. Regardless of who it is, will light anyone up. And I think that you showed when the Timberwolves were making a little bit of a comeback there. JJ wasn't playing. JJ was locked in and was kind of making it very clear that, hey, you're gonna lose this game if you keep up playing this way. So love what I saw from JJ Redick amid all the adjustments. On the Minnesota side of things, so they obviously struggled offensively, only 85 points on the night. Julius Randle was really the only real performer that gave the Lakers fits. 27 points, 6 assists, really good performance from him. Kind of surprised, even though LeBron was great defensively, a little surprised he did give up that much to Julius Randle, because Stephen A said it on First Take. He just goes left every time. That's literally his own move. He's a big body. He's elusive. He was like that when he was with the Lakers and the Knicks. But definitely got to take away that left hand and make him go right, because he can't do it. But props to Julius Randle, kind of rewriting some of the playoff narratives that have been spun about him before. Jaden McDaniels goes from 25 points to 8 points. Kind of figured that one would happen. The Wolves had an unreal shooting performance in game one. And if Jaden McDaniels is going to score 25 points, probably not a real recipe for success for the Lakers. Came back down to earth, 8 points, 3 of 11 shooting, which is big for the Lakers. Gobert hasn't made that much of an impact in this series offensively yet. 6 points and 6 boards. Kind of surprised with the Lakers' lack of size. And when Jackson Hayes went to the bench because he kept picking up fouls, I thought that was going to be a time where Gobert might be able to exploit that a little bit, considering their size. And he really hasn't. The Lakers done a pretty good job with him, not letting him get there. He's not some great offensive player. He's out there for defense, but still kind of surprised how bad he's been this series offensively. And this could be because of Mike Conley. Mike Conley, 0 points, over 5. When Rudy Gobert gets involved offensively, it's really off the pick and roll for Mike Conley. That's really when he's at his best. And Mike Conley has not really shown up in the series, especially in game 2. Gobert not. Edwards, we talked about it earlier, 25 points, 10 of 22 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. He attempts about 10 threes a game on average. So he hasn't really dominated a game yet. He hasn't played bad. I mean, he had 25 points. So I'm not in the first game. He went out for a few minutes there in the third, but hasn't really dominated like I thought he might be able to. But he can do that at any time. So Naz Reid came back down to earth, 9 points. DiVincenzo and Alexander Walker combined for only 8 points. Really surprised. Another guy who hasn't gotten going in this series, Dante DiVincenzo. Lakers done a really good job with him. Even when there was kind of the barrage of threes in game 1, he wasn't really a part of it. And I don't know what they're going to do with him. He's kind of, you'd think, the second best shooter on the team, but hasn't really got it going. A couple things. So I got this right from Dan Weike, the LA Times, phenomenal writer, a long time. So I'm quoting him on this. This is what he wrote in his column. In six games against the Timberwolves this season, the Lakers have failed to exceed 95 points 4 times, including both playoff meetings. Their effective field goal percentage, a metric that accounts for threes being worth more than twos, never has been 50% against Minnesota. They've been below 50% 17 times all season. In 6, he put, 6 have been against Minnesota. Again, that's per Dan Weike of the LA Times. Interesting. So looking at the next game, Lakers were able to really solve the defensive problems in game 1. They gave up 117 points, go to 85. Kudos to them. Jumping passing lanes, making the Timberwolves make the long pass. They threw multiple possessions out of bounds, turned the ball over on some silly passes, and made them hit open shots. And kind of the credits to JJ Redick and the Lakers for saying, hey, I don't think that you're going to be able to do that again. I don't think that you're going to be able to hit that many threes again. And they didn't. So we'll see how the rest of the series plays out. But this is interesting. Minnesota has played them really well all season from a defensive perspective. Now, some of that is a little caveated because this is now going to be the 4th game with Luka Doncic as part of the Lakers, Anthony Davis when he was still a Laker. So I believe Anthony Edwards may have missed a game. They had some injuries on one of those games earlier this season. So some of those are little skewed stats, but the Lakers have been given fits by Minnesota. I had a problem with how the Lakers at the end of the game in the 4th quarter, it was too much iso ball. When the Lakers are at their worst, it is Luka it's kind of them taking turns. It's Luka's time to shoot, then it's LeBron's time to shoot, and then it's Reeves' time to shoot, and everyone's going iso ball. Allen, I thought, brought up a good point about how the attacking Rudy Gobert has kind of been a problem. In not a problem in the sense the Lakers have had massive success against it, but I feel like they're kind of hunting for Gobert a little too much versus running an offense. I was extremely frustrated at the end of that game how they were taking so long to get into their ball action, to get in their play, to get in their sets. They weren't starting, sometimes making their move till about 8 seconds in the shot clock. That's tough. You're giving a good defensive team with a lot of length that ability to kind of prepare for what's to come on offense. I get it. At the end of the game, you're trying to kill clock, but I feel like they fell into that way too much when the Lakers were getting out in transition, something they didn't do in game one. They were killing Minnesota. They were killing them in defensive transition. They were killing them in offensive transition. Really big flip there in terms of game one to game two. When they slowed it down, they had some problems. Again, they were having success against Gobert, but it was taking too long. It was a lot of standing around. And you got to get the shooters involved. Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith, I would like to see take more shots. Vincent only took 4 on the night. I honestly think Connect wouldn't be bad to get a few minutes, spot minutes here and there. I know he's not a good defender. If he gets abused defensively and you want to take him out immediately, I'm fine with that. But the Lakers really have not been making a ton of corner threes in this series, and that's when the Lakers are at their best. When Luka Doncic is getting in the lane, LeBron getting in the lane, Reeves getting in the lane, and driving and dishing. I expect Austin Reeves to have a much better three-point performance after going 0 for 6. But love to see Connect get a little run. Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith, I think there should be a green light there. I think they should be taking more shots. Rui as well. Get these guys involved offensively, and especially if Jackson Hayes isn't going to be there. That's a major question mark going into this game. How much is Jackson Hayes going to play? Because, as I mentioned earlier, he had a really, really bad game too. And I think Jackson Hayes could help with this kind of standing around at the end of games because you want that easy lob threat. That's what do you go to? What would Anthony Davis and LeBron go to every time when the offense wasn't working? They go to the pick and roll. And LeBron to AD, we've seen it time and time again on the championship run. That's what they did all the time. And that is a problem with this team. They don't have a great center. Jackson Hayes has filled in admirably. I'm not going to dog him just for one game because he has been really good, a lot better than expected in ever since AD got traded. But I think you're starting to see against a really big Minnesota team, he's become a little bit ineffective. And if the Lakers had a rim running big, that would be massive. But look to get him more involved. I'm curious to see how much he plays in this game. Do the Lakers just try to go small ball? But they rebounded pretty well, as I mentioned, 41-34 without him, which is surprising because when he went out of the game, I was worried. But so big game 3. Lakers got to pick one off in Minnesota. Obviously, if you could get both, that'd be phenomenal, which is something they really could do. I firmly believe that. But get one in Minnesota, flip this thing back to LA. I'm not as tripped out about the fact that they have home court advantage right now. The Lakers can go into Minnesota and win. We saw the Nuggets do it last year in games after losing games 1 and 2 at home in Denver to the Timberwolves. They ended up winning games 3 and 4 in Minnesota. So Minnesota has to play a certain way. They play tough defense. It's going to be rocking there. The Lakers got to be able to withstand these kind of surges. Luka talked about it at his post-game press conferences. They have to be able to, when the run gets going, like if game 2 happened where they kind of went on a little bit of a run there, the crowd's going to be rocking. It's not going to be in LA where everyone's rooting for the Lakers. Lakers got to go their bread and butter. Love to see Luka kind of get Jackson Hayes more involved in a pick and roll, or got to get a little driving dish to the corners and hit some easy threes. I expect Austin Reeves is waiting. Austin Reeves is going to have a big game one of these times, and people, the critics of the Lakers might go, well, they shot 5 of 25 and they only lost by 9. But the Lakers shot 6 of 29. They shot worse, and they still won the game. So the Lakers have figured it out defensively, need to figure it out offensively, got to get the points kind of north of 100 and kind of hanging around that 110 mark. The Lakers are fully capable of doing it. They're one of the best offensive teams in the league. Minnesota is a really good defensive team, but after seeing them a couple times, I think they'll get it figured out. Currently, for all my gamblers out there, Timberwolves are favored by 3.5. The line opened at 2.5, which is fair. That makes sense in Minnesota, giving them a couple points there. So open as 2.5-point favorites, now 3.5-point favorites, and the point total set at 205.5, which is pretty low. So what would that be? 104 and 103 would hit it. So they're expecting a little bit more scoring in this one. The under is hitting both of the last 2 games. So we'll see what happens here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Alan's going to get you guys on the morning show. And then Alan will be doing his post-game show at night, killing it as usual. And then I'll be back with another video on Saturday for Game 4 on Sunday. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, and go Lakers.